When college students were forced out of dorms earlier this year, some didn't have a place to go. Young adults too old for the foster care system are among the hardest hit from the pandemic, but as Amanda Brandeis shows us, efforts are underway to keep them from falling through the cracks.
I entered foster care when I was 5 years old.
Removed from her home and family, Jackie Robles experienced a loss she didn't understand.
My dad, he's serving a life sentence in prison, and my mom dealt with a lot of severe mental illness issues, and she also was addicted to methamphetamine.
1 year later, Robles moved in with her grandmother, but re-entered the foster care system at 16, sent to live in a Hollywood neighborhood group home.
Some people that live there, were in sex trafficking. Some of them had dropped out of high school. Some of them were like high school age, but still, in middle school.
These harsh realities motivated Robles to focus on her education and graduate, but she worries about others trying to do that now. Only 50% of foster youth graduate high school, and just 3% graduate college.
There's a huge disparity.
Gianna Mulcahy is with Together We Rise, a nonprofit dedicated to helping foster children. During the pandemic, former foster youth in college were once again on their own.
There was a lot of confusion with dorms shutting down, sororities and fraternities being pretty much dismantled.
I know a lot of those youth had to sleep in their car or sleep with friends or couch surf or whatever they had to do.
Robles was transitioning into grad school during the shutdown, with no permanent home or family to turn to.
Because I emancipated from foster care, there weren't any housing resources for me.
Together We Rise called on volunteers to open their homes when COVID hit. They worked with hotels to secure rooms and even purchased RVs for students.
Before you know it, we were serving 1,200 students with not just longer term housing, but making sure they had meal assistance, make sure they stayed enrolled.
Through the rapid response effort, Robles received money for food and rent before landing in a housing program for the homeless.
We're very nervous about the continued close downs and what that means for housing for foster youth.
It's a system that was already in crisis. Mulcahy says 80% of the prison population has experienced the foster care system, and 70% of foster youth go homeless within 18 months of aging out. For young women, she says 70% will become pregnant by age 21.
The foster care community is hit, and it's hit hard.
But the rapid response effort is showing results. 100% of students who received help re-enrolled for college this fall. The nonprofit now has funding to serve these 14 states with the hope to reach many more.
Way more in the trenches of discovering the real issues.
In Los Angeles, I'm Amanda Brandeis reporting.